Alright, what is good, YouTube? What is good in the hood with the dud? So, okay. Now, I haven't done a video, I haven't done like a full in-depth video on our economy in a while, but now feels like the perfect time to do this. You look at my past videos, I say it time and time again that we are headed for a severe economic crisis very soon. And just now seems like the perfect time to do an economic update. Now, I believe we are now officially in the frame for an economic crisis. Like, any minute now, shit could hit the fan. Like, literally, it could just happen as quick as overnight. We are now in the window of an economic crisis. I always said before that it would happen by 2016, and, but it could happen in 2014. Like, this is now the magic window. It could be either starting now, May 2014, or it could be as late as 2016. But I'm pretty sure, I'm quite positive it is definitely going to hit during that time frame. Now, I'm going to give you the reasons why it's going to hit during that time frame, and I'm going to show you multiple topics, show you multiple pictures, and show you various things that coincide with my hypothesis of a 2016 economic crisis. But so I'm going to talk about various things. I'm going to talk about inflation. I'm going to talk about foreign countries leaving the US dollar. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go into the Illuminati shit too, about the elite talk, but I'm going to be talking about that also. And, yeah, basically that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to use as much evidence as I can to prove my theses, however you say it, but yeah, here we go. Let's get it started. But before we get started, I highly advise anybody that is watching this to get out of the dollar immediately. Get out of it as soon as possible. We literally do not have much time left. Shit could hit the fan tomorrow. We are right in the window of the economic crisis. We are right in it. The timer on the bomb has hit zero, and this motherfucker is ready to self-detonate at any moment now. So I highly advise anybody watching this to get out of the dollar. Get into gold or silver, platinum, palladium, some gold-covered dildos, whatever you gotta do, just get out of the damn dollar. There is not much time. I mean, shit. Hell, buy some houses if you have to. Buy a couple houses. Buy some cars here and there. Whatever you gotta do, just get out of the dollar. Just because the dollar is very close to collapsing on itself very soon. I'm talking about like a Germany similar crisis where people, it went from like paying like a couple like German dollars to get this, and it went to literally like you have to fork over like thousands and thousands of German dollars to get the same thing. It's like, I'm talking like that bad. So it could go from you having to spend $5 to get some bacon to like $200 to get some bacon. So that's how severe this thing could get. And so I highly advise everybody to get out of the dollar immediately. The timer has already hit 0. It could just detonate at any moment now. There's no time to waste. So, shit. Start buying them Bugattis. Start buying them, I don't know, the Gucci bags. Whatever you gotta do. Anything right now is better than the dollar. But I highly advise gold and silver. Gold and silver are definitely the two biggest things you need to invest in right now. I especially recommend silver, because silver is just destined to shoot up to the moon. But that's like a whole nother topic, and I just want to focus specifically on the economy, because I want to at least, because silver alone could take up like another 30 minutes of coverage. So that's for like just for another entire video. So I'm just gonna talk about the economy and just and tell you why shit is gonna hit the fan soon and why you need to immediately get out of the dollar as soon as possible and invest in precious metals. So, I mean, houses, you can go ahead and do houses, but I mean, it's better than the dollar, but I still would not recommend houses either, because even houses, I think, even the house prices will go down also soon. So, okay, let's start right now. Alright, we're looking at the reports for quarter one, which is January, February, and March diagram. And as you can see, pretty much everything in here is reporting negative growth for quarter one of 2014. Let's see, on the top here, one organization reported a negative 0.2% growth rate. Here in the middle, Macroeconomics Advisors, a widely cited source for GDP estimates, their report of the quarter one growth is negative 0.1%. And also, according to Zero Hedge, JP Morgan's model is now also tracking negative growth. So pretty much a ton of organizations are reporting negative growth for quarter one. Now, in the beginning, it used to be in the positive. It was 0.1% positive. That was in the beginning. But as these organizations started to retweak their data, do a little bit more research, and just reanalyze the data, they've come to realize that no, it was actually negative. The percentage was negative, and like a lot of this reanalyzing and retweaking has led the growth percentage to just go down lower and lower and lower. So yeah. And according to Peter Schiff, two consecutive growth, two consecutive negative quarter growths result in a recession. So if all these guys are right, then quarter one was a negative growth. And according to Peter Schiff, if we have another quarter where we have negative growth in a row, then we will have an economic recession. So if quarter two results in negative growth again, so what is it? April, May, June. So by the end of June, by July 1st, if the reports come out to negative growth, we have hit another recession officially. And I mean, this seems to be in accordance with a lot of the other economists that I have been researching, like Gerald Celente, who has been predicting a quarter two 2014 financial crisis, and also Lindsey Williams, a man who works with the elite, who is saying that we will suffer inflation during 2014, during 2015. So this seems like this is what's gonna happen. This seems like the gunshot to set off the shit hitting the fan. Alright, credits go to Truth Never Told for making this chart, making this eye-opening chart. But I just wanted to use this to further prove people that inflation is fucking the American people over. I mean, you just gotta look at the numbers right there, and you just be like, God damn! we getting broke as fuck. So, let's see. Hold on, let me get a bigger picture of that so I can see it. Okay, well, as you can see here, housing. I just want to show you just how broke the American people have become. So as you can see here, you can see the 1964 and then the 2012 was that. You know what? Give me that picture. Okay, as you can see in the picture, 1964, a house cost about $20,500. Like, holy shit, man. I could have bought a car for that price, man. 1964, 20,000 bucks for a house? And if that were today's price for, I could get a car with that, man. So, a nice looking car too. Shoot, brand new also. 2014, baby. But yeah. Now let me add some extra salt to the wound by showing you back in 1964 how many hours you would have had to work to buy that $20,000 house. So, minimum wage in 1964 was about $1.25. You know, by today's standards, that's like, holy shit, man, are you like a homeless man on the streets, like asking for pocket change? You know, but back then, $1.25 was actually quite a bit better than our $7.25 minimum wage today. But back in 1964, if you earned a minimum wage of $1.25 an hour, you would have to work 16,400 hours to buy a house in 1964. Today, with our $7.25 hourly wage of minimum wage, you would have to work 22,068 hours to buy a house in 2012 today, or back in 2012. And the price of a house in 2012 was $160,000. Like, holy shit, man. I don't know who's gonna make that kind of money. I mean, shit, better start selling some drugs or something on the street. Start selling some LSD or some marijuana. You want to make that extra money. Shit. Phew. Better start sucking some good penis too if you want to make that kind of money. Shit. I'm talking about those 13-inchers, man. Right up all the way up the colon hole. Now, cars. A car back in 1964 was $3,500. Today it's $30,000. Phew-wee, that's some bullshit right there, man. You know, like, the American people are truly getting fucked over with this inflation. But back in 1964, if you worked minimum wage for 2,800 hours, you would have been able to buy a brand new car in 1964. Today, to buy a $30,000 car, you would have to work 4,137 hours to buy a brand new car in 2012 with the $7.25 minimum wage. College. What was that? Okay, college. 1964. To go to college, the average rate was about $1,570 to go to college. You would have to work 1,256 minimum wage hours to cover for college in 1964. Today, shoot, you better start busting some ass, man. You're gonna have to work 5,806 hours in 2012 to cover for your college, which college in 2012 was $42,000. Hot damn! I don't know what kind of a 19-year-old fresh out of high school is gonna be able to afford that. They must think that we all sell drugs or something, but like, shit, yeah, good luck with that. And gasoline. Your minimum wage hourly salary of $1.25 back in 1964 would have been able to buy you 4.16 gallons of gas. Today, your $7.25 minimum wage would have got you only 1.91 gallons of gas in 2012. That is terrible. better cancel that road trip and start walking because you ain't gonna be paying for gas anytime soon. Oh hell nah, G-man. Better hop on that tricycle. Better start pedaling. Put some oil lube on those wheel chains. Better start pedaling, motherfucker. Now, it don't stop right there. I got another chart right here to show you guys. Just to add on to it. Minimum. Oh, you know, let me show you that minimum wage, just to show you where I got my data from. There you go. And let me pull up inflation too. Or is that one? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can really see it. Hopefully when I put this thing in HD, it'll make it more clear. Okay, but okay, potatoes. Your minimum wage salary of $1.25 an hour in 1964 would have got you 1.3, which is about, it would have got you maybe about what, 12 pounds of potatoes in 1964, 12, 13 pounds. You know, nowadays, shoo, no potato stew for you. Whoa. You're gonna have some potatoless stew. Some maybe throw some. You could probably use some blades of grass or something. At least that's free. Grass stew. But yeah, in 2011, your ass would not have been able to afford 10 pounds of potatoes in 2011. Your minimum wage, working for an hour, you could not even afford 10 pounds of potatoes. In 1964, you could have bought 10 pounds, but now your minimum wage can't buy shit. You know, oh, those potatoes look so tasty, but they just keep bouncing away. I try to catch one and they bounce away. But no, come back, come back. Okay, but yes, this is just showing you how poor Americans are becoming. Like, it must be pretty damn bad if you're busting your ass for an hour on minimum wage and you can't even buy some goddamn potatoes. Now that is just terrible. Oh, and bread. Whew. Like I said, no bread. You better start using some cardboard or something. You know, maybe get some. Maybe you can always use some dog feces or some shit for your yeast rising for your feces bread, because your ass ain't getting no bread. 1964, you could have bought 5.9 pounds of bread with your minimum wage salary. 2011, you could only buy 4.89 pounds of bread. Okay. 1965. Oh, I'm sure a lot of bacon lovers are gonna love this. 1965, you could have bought 1.54 pounds of bacon. 1965. Today, you can only buy 1.30 pounds of bacon. Oh man, I could just hear the bacon lovers getting excited over that. Yeah, less bacon to eat. What more could you ask for? It just doesn't get any better than that. Less bacon? Shit, might as well go vegetarian, bacon lovers. Shoot, don't get better than that. Less bacon for your minimum wage. Who can complain with that? That's like the bestest thing ever. Hope you love potatoes, because you're gonna have to start. Oh wait, you can't even afford potatoes either. Well, I guess it's back to grass. Ah, yummy grass. Nom, 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 nom. So yes, the Federal Reserve Bank is printing our currency away into oblivion. Inflation is on the rise. Our purchasing power is on the decrease. We can afford less with more of the shit that we earn. So, you know, we make more dollars. We just can only buy less. We buy less with more dollars. So America's becoming more and more broke. But okay, to add on top of that, really, what is fueling our demand? What is keeping the dollar alive right now? What's keeping the dollar alive right now is foreign demand. A lot of foreign demand is in the dollar right now Well, it was, and it was the because that demand was for the dollar. Because a lot of foreign countries needed the dollar to do trades with other countries, that kept demand of the dollar up, thus preventing the dollar from going down as much. So, but oh, yep, the great thing is we are losing the last stronghold on the dollar, the last thing that is keeping the dollar from completely dying off. And I'll tell you right now, okay, China and Japan, they are not trading with each other in the dollar anymore. China and Russia are not trading in the dollar anymore. China and Brazil, they are not trading with each other in the dollar anymore. China and Australia, not trading with the dollar anymore. India and Japan, not trading with the dollar. India and China, buying oil from Iran. They no longer need to use the dollar to do that. China and Chile, no more trading with the US dollar. China, United Arab Emirates, no more trading with the US dollar. And the Chinese currency is also growing popularity in Africa. And also, Brazil, Russia, China, India, South Africa formed an organization called the BRICS. And the purpose of the BRICS is to trade without the US dollar. So there's like a whole host of these countries abandoning the dollar. These countries know that we, America, are destroying our currency through massive printing of our dollars. Massive printing of our dollars leading to inflation, leading to the weakening value of the dollar. And the foreign countries realize this, and they are now abandoning the dollar in exchange for other currencies. Now, this is the last stronghold on the dollar. This is the only thing keeping the dollar from completely dying. The demand for it from foreign countries. But what's happening right now is these foreign countries, they don't want our dollars anymore. They are abandoning it. So, so what's going to happen when all of these countries don't want the dollar anymore? They're going to dump it. They don't want it anymore. They're going to get rid of it. They don't want that shit. And that's exactly what China is doing right now. China is dumping, they're dumping lots of dollars. They're dumping it like every month or so. I'll show you the article, but they're dumping it every month. They're getting rid of our dollars, and that's bad for us, because what happens when China dumps the dollars and that all those dollars come back to us? Hyperinflation is gonna hit us even harder. So this is bad. This is not good. Things are going to get worse. And also, like I said, Peter Schiff is predicting a 2014-2015 economic crisis. Joe Salente is predicting economic crisis in Q2 of 2014. And Lindsey Williams, a man who works with the elites, is predicting inflation to hit us during this year. And I think he also said 2015, but 2014 for sure. He also said inflation is going to hit us. So all this concludes that we are now in the window of an economic crisis. China is dumping our dollars. All the other foreign countries are dumping our dollars. All those dollars are coming back to us. More dollars, in the U.S., hyperinflation. The more there is of something, the less valuable it becomes. It's the whole reason why gold and silver are valuable, because it's rare. The dollar, we are producing tons and tons of these dollars. It's making it more abundant, therefore making it worth less. When you make it worth less, you make it less valuable. You make it less valuable, the American people can afford less and less shit. That's how it is. And China's already dumping the dollar. They've already been doing it since January or February. They're dumping it. It's coming back to us. It's only a matter of time before shit hits the fan. I highly encourage everybody, get out of the dollar as soon as you can. Get into gold or silver. Shit is gonna get bad really soon. And based on all these predictions, it seems like we are headed for something bad by the end of 2014. But based on what I'm hearing, But I mean, I still believe by 2016, guaranteed, we will have some sort of economic crisis, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hyperinflationary crisis where the dollar just gets severely devalued to the point where people just cannot live anymore. You know, so things are going to get really bad. Just do what you can to prepare, and these are all the news that I gave you. Thank you for watching, and peace. Oh, and as a side note, we can't stop printing the US dollar to oblivion. Why? Because our national deficit budget. In order for the government to pay off our national deficit, they need to print more money. They need to print more US dollars. So, you know, they're printing more US dollars, putting us more into debt by printing more US dollars, and at the same time they're also devaluing the American dollar. But they can't stop because they have to keep printing more to pay off the bills. And eventually we're going to get to a point where the national debt is just going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing. You know, soon it's going to climb up exponentially, because that's just how much, you know, how many dollars the government has to print now to cover for the newly created, you know, debt bills. So it's just gonna, national deficit is gonna keep climbing. Government's gonna print more and more money to pay off this deficit. Our currency is gonna be devalued. Countries are going to abandon the dollar, and there you go. We have a hyperinflation crisis, and it's going to happen soon. Please get ready. Thank you for watching. Peace.